Right now, you are listening to this podcast, but you are a person who listens to podcasts to improve your English. Do those two sentences mean the same thing? No. And that small difference is one of the first and most common challenges for every English learner. It's the difference between what you always do and what you are doing right now. Today, we are going to make that difference simple and clear once and for all. Welcome back to our series, English Grammar Unlocked. I'm your host, Scarlett. Today, we are looking at two of the most essential tenses in the English language, the present simple and the present continuous. In this episode, we will turn this grammar puzzle into a story about a very busy day. First, we will follow a day in the life of a character named Mark to see these two tenses in action in the real world. Second, we will master 10 essential vocabulary words about routines and temporary actions. And finally, for our language focus, we will break down the specific jobs and the signal words for both the present simple and the present continuous, so you can use them with confidence. Part 1. The morning routine, the present simple. To understand. Our first tense, let's meet our character for today. This is Mark. Mark is a very organized person. He works as a project manager in a big office downtown. His life runs on a very strict schedule. Let's look at his normal, everyday morning routine. Every day, Mark wakes up at 6 a.m. He exercises for 30 minutes. After that, he takes a shower and he makes a large cup of black coffee. He always sits in his favorite chair by the window and reads the news on his tablet for 15 minutes. He leaves his apartment at exactly 7:45 a.m. His train arrives at 8 a.m. and he gets to his office at 8:30 a.m. This is Mark's routine. It happens every day, from Monday to Friday. These are his habits. These are permanent facts about his life. Let's pause the story right here. All of the verbs we just used, is, works, runs, wakes up, exercises, takes, makes, sits, reads, leaves, arrives, gets, happens, are in the present simple tense. We use the present simple to talk about three main things. First, routines and habits, which are actions we do regularly. Second, permanent situations, like where you live or work. And third, general facts or truths like the sun rises in the east. The structure is simple. For I, you, we, and they, we use the base form of the verb. For he, she, and it, we add an S or S to the end. Notice the S in Mark wakes up, he exercises, his train arrives. The key signal words for this tense are words that describe frequency, like always, usually, often, sometimes, never, and phrases like every day, once a week. The present simple is the tense of always. Part 2. An unexpected morning. The present continuous. Now, let's look at Mark's life today. Today is different. Today, things are not following the plan. Look at Mark right now. He is not exercising. In fact, he is still sleeping. It is 7:15 a.m., and his alarm is ringing loudly. He finally opens his eyes. He is feeling very tired and confused. Why is he waking up so late? Because last night, he worked very late to finish a big project. At this moment, his routine is broken. He is rushing. He is not reading the news on his tablet. He is quickly making his coffee and pouring it into a travel mug. He is grabbing his coat and his bag. He is running out of the door to catch a later train. Everything is happening right now, and everything is temporary. Let's pause here again. All the verbs we just used to describe his actions now is sleeping, is ringing, is feeling, is waking up, is rushing, is not reading, is making, is grabbing, is running, are in the present continuous tense. We use the present continuous to talk about two main things. First, actions that are happening right now, at the exact moment of speaking. Second, temporary situations, things that are happening for a short period of time, but not forever. The structure is also simple. It is always the verb to be, am, is, or are plus the main verb with an ing ending. For example, he is running. I am listening. They are working. The key signal words for this tense are words that mean now, like now, right now, at the moment, and currently. The present continuous is the tense of right now. Part 3. A day at the office, contrasting the tenses. Our story continues. As Mark finally arrives at his office, feeling stressed and unprepared. Today, we can really see the difference between his normal routine and what is happening right now by putting the two tenses together. Mark usually works quietly at his desk in the morning. That's his present simple routine. But today, he is preparing for a big presentation that starts in 1 hour. That's his present continuous action. He normally answers about 30 emails before 10 a.m. That's his habit. But at the moment, his colleagues are asking him many questions about the presentation. That is what is happening now. His boss, a woman named Sarah, always speaks very calmly. That is a fact about her personality. But right now, she is looking a little nervous. That is her temporary state. Why is she nervous? Because the important clients are arriving very soon. Do you see how these two tenses work together to paint a complete picture? The present simple tells us about the background, the normal situation, the facts, and the habits. The present continuous tells us about the action in the foreground, what is happening at this specific temporary moment. One is like a permanent photograph, and the other is like a moving video. Part 4. Language focus. Now, let's move on to our language focus for today. First, our 10 essential vocabulary words. Our first word is routine. A routine is the normal order and way in which you do things. For example, Mark's morning routine includes exercising and reading the news. Another example is, it's a good idea to have a daily study routine. Our second word is habit. A habit is something you do often and regularly, sometimes without thinking. For example, drinking coffee every morning is a common habit. Another example is, he is trying to stop his bad habit of being late. Our third word is schedule. A schedule is a plan of things that will happen or that you must do. For example, Mark's life runs on a very strict schedule. Another example is, let me check my schedule to see if I am free. Next, we have usually. Usually is an adverb that means what happens in most situations. For example, he usually wakes up at 6 a.m. Another example is, I usually walk to work, but today I took the bus. Our fifth word is always. Always is an adverb that means at all times or on every occasion. For example, Mark always reads the news in the morning. Another example is, the sun always rises in the east. The sixth word is currently. Currently is an adverb that means at the present time, or now. For example, he is currently preparing for a presentation. Another example is, she is currently working on a new project. Our seventh phrase is right now. Right now means at this exact moment. For example, right now, Mark is feeling very stressed. Another example is, I am busy right now. Can I call you back? Next, we have temporary. Temporary means lasting for only a short or limited time. For example, an action in the present continuous is often a temporary situation. Another example is, this is just a temporary address. I am moving next month. Our ninth word is permanent. Permanent means lasting forever or for a very long time. For example, the present simple is often used for permanent situations, like your job. Another example is, she is looking for a permanent position at the company. And our final word is to interrupt. To interrupt means to stop the continuous progress of an activity. For example, the unexpected project interrupted Mark's normal routine. Another example is, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important question. Now for our grammar focus, present simple versus present continuous. Let's make a very clear comparison. The present simple has the job of talking about routines, habits, and facts. Its signal words are always, usually, every day, sometimes never. The structure is subject plus verb s. The present continuous has the job of talking about actions happening now and temporary situations. Its signal words are now, right now, at the moment, currently, today. The structure is subject plus am is are. Plusos, verbing. One final, important rule. There is a special group of verbs called stative verbs. These are verbs about states, feelings, and thoughts, like know, believe, understand, love, like, want, and need. We usually do not use these verbs in the continuous form. For example, you say, I understand now, not I am understanding now. Part 5. Practice tips for the 4 skills. Now, how can you practice this fundamental difference? For listening, watch a short scene from your favorite TV show or sitcom. First, listen for what the characters do every day. Think about their jobs, their relationships, and their habits. This will be in the present simple. Then, listen for what they are doing in that specific scene. This will be in the present continuous. For speaking, look around you right now. Use your AI Tutor's voice feature and describe 3 things that are happening using the present continuous. For example, a bird is singing outside my window. I am sitting at my desk. Then, tell your AI 3 things that you do every week using the present simple. I play soccer on Saturdays. For reading, find a magazine interview with a celebrity you like. The interviewer will often ask questions about both their routine life and their current projects. Notice the 2 tenses. What do you do in your free time? Present simple. What are you working on right now? Present continuous. And for writing, this is a great exercise for your journal. Write 2 short paragraphs. In the first paragraph, describe your normal, typical weekday using the present simple. In the second paragraph, describe what you are actually doing today and how it is different from your normal routine, using the present continuous. Part 6. Your next action. This is one of the first and most important grammar challenges every English learner faces, and today, you have unlocked the secret. You now have the tools to talk not only about your life in general, your habits and routines, but also to describe the world that is happening around you right at this very moment. As we conclude, let's quickly summarize our lesson today. First, we followed the story of Mark's very busy day to see the clear difference between a routine and an action in progress. Second, we learned that the present simple is the tense for always, and the present continuous is the tense for right, now. We also learned 10 essential vocabulary words for this topic. As a review, those words were routine, habit, schedule, usually, always, currently, right now, temporary, permanent, and to interrupt. Now, I have a final question for you. What are you doing right now besides listening to this podcast? And what do you usually do at this time of day? Let's practice both tenses in the comments section below. If you are committed to making this lesson a part of your life, show your energy by smashing that like button. Be a hero for a friend by sharing this video with someone you know who is always confused by these two tenses. And to lock in your commitment to learning, subscribe and smash that notification bell so you don't miss our next grammar mystery. Remember, you now have the power to describe your life both as a permanent story and as a moving picture. Until next time, take care and happy learning.